Hello everyone, this is a SilentNight 5700 fire alarm control panel. These were first produced in the early 2000s and were designed for smaller facilities. The original panels were designed to use the SD addressable protocol with a maximum capacity of up to 50 devices. Later 5700 panels would include the SK protocol, which can have a maximum capacity of 50 detectors and 50 modules. The 5700 would include built-in strobe synchronization, a built-in alarm communicator, upload-download functions, and a variety of option modules. So let's jump right into this. For this demonstration, the 5700 will be running SD protocol devices. On the table, we have an SD500 PS pole station, an SD505 APS smoke detector, and a Gentex HS24 horn strobe, part of the Commander 1 series. Down here, we have a PS SATK pole station with an SD500 MIM mini module behind it, an SD505 heat thermal detector, a Gentex GX93 mini horn, and an ANN80 LCD annunciator. The signals are set to Gentex sync, so let's begin. And alarms are silenced. And something nice about any modules on the system is that the LEDs will latch like that, but they'll also clear once the device is reset. It's a pretty neat feature. Now let's test this smoke detector. There it goes. Silenced again. So if you view all the alarms, the first is the pole station. It's on module 33, which is the panel's SOC. Point 26 is the address, and it's on zone 1. The smoke detector is point 2, also on zone 1. Down here now, we can use the ANN80 to silence and reset. So, silence from the annunciator. Keypad enabled. There's a little case symbol on the top right. This annunciator is not meant to be used on the 5700, but it mostly works. All it's missing really is the numeric keypad. The mini module does have an LED on it. You can see it faintly inside the back box. It behaves just like the pole station on the table. Even though the LED lights up whenever the device is activated, there's no re-alarm with these devices. Lastly, time to test the heat detector. There it goes. The LEDs in that heat detector are pretty bright. This smoke detector is an older model and its LEDs aren't that bright. Now that every device is tested, we can reset the system. There we go, system normal. So the ANN80 is not meant for this panel, but the drill function still works on it. Just have to hit the enter key. The 5700 uses a small cabinet. It's a little over 15 inches tall, a little under 13 inches wide, and under 4 inches deep. It's pretty small for an adjustable panel. These cabinets do feature a dress panel, although this panel does not have one. And behind the door is a basic wiring diagram and some basic information about the panel. The 5700 consists of a main circuit board and a keypad display. Here's the AC input to the transformer. And at the bottom are the batteries. These two pairs of terminals are the signal circuits. These can also be programmed for auxiliary power functions. Next to that is the S-bus. One pair for power and the other pair for communications. It's connected to the ANN80 down there. The panel sees the annunciator as a 5860 annunciator, even though those are quite different. The S-bus can be connected to many other option modules, such as the 5496 Intelligent Power Module, the 5880 LED I/O module, the 5865 series of remote LED annunciators, the 5883 relay board, and the 5824 printer interface module. Next is the SLC prog terminals. This is for programming SD detectors like this one. Unlike system sensor detectors, the SD detectors store their addresses electronically, and they are programmed in using a tool or from the panel. Next to that are the SLC out and SLC in terminals. The in terminals are only needed for Class A or Style 6 wiring. This panel is wired as Class B or Style 4. There's a treble relay and phone lines for the communicator. And on the left side are two programmable relays. There's an RS-232 connector right here for connecting the panel to a PC for programming and upload-download functions using the Silent Night software suite programmer. The keypad display consists of an LCD, some LED indicators, a numeric keypad, various arrow keys, and some basic operator controls. The menu interface on the 5700 can be accessed from this keypad or any 5860 annunciator. Go to System Tests. There's fire drill as shown before. Next is indicator test. Enter the code. There's also walk test, no reporting, and with reporting. The dialer test, that's configured. Clear history buffer. That's for all the events on the panel. Next is point functions. Just hit 2 here. There's functions to disable enable points, check the status of a point, or set the address of a point. Let's check the status of a device. Let's go to point 2. That's the detector. So it gives us information here and the sensitivity level. And here's a lot more data with these detectors. You can also check a signal circuit. That's all normal. It's on group 1. And module 34 is the power supply. There's also options to set the address on the SLC for a particular device, device locator, a multi-locator, and then I/O point control. Next is event history. Up to 1,000 events can be shown. Some of these are really old events. If you go back in time, you see some of the events from the demonstration. Just like that. And go back to system tests and clear the history buffer. There's an option to set the time and date. It's very straightforward. Printer options, if printer module is installed. Reset items, mostly the dialer. A program menu. System info. This displays the panel's model, the firmware version, and the serial number. Up and download for any programmer functions when connected to a PC. So that's it for the main menu. 7 is the program menu. There's a lot of options here. So here's the programming menu. The first option is module. There's add, edit, delete, and just viewing the list. So we have the ANN80, shows up as a 5860, the internal SLC, internal power supply, and the internal annunciator, which is this keypad. Any option modules can be added here. There's also an option to edit the modules as well, so the label can be changed if desired. Next is zone. Options to edit, add, and delete zones, or view all the zone points. Check zone 1. There's 4 devices on this zone, pretty much every initiating device on the demonstration system. Check out the edit zone function. Just go to zone 1, add the name, zone properties. So there's a verification type. 1 count is pretty much instant, or no verification. There's interlock for releasing functions, positive alarm sequencing, and alarm verification, which primarily applies to smoke detectors. There's also options to adjust the heat threshold and smoke detector sensitivity. Set that back to 1 count. Next is zone outputs. This is for the alarm groups, and each group has a cadence option. And there are many different ones on this panel. It's continuous, of course, temporal coding, single stroke bell, California code, coded zone outputs, and synchronization outputs. The 5700 has Faraday, AMSECO, System Sensor, Wheel Lock, and Gentex Sync. Each device type has its own coding options. See a manual pull station, CO, trouble, supervisory, some auxiliary zones, and detector, as well as water flow. Next is groups. Options to edit, add, and delete. Also view all the group points. Check output group 1. And there's only 2 signal circuits on this group, which are the built-in signal circuits. Go to edit group, group 1, name, and properties. So here you can set non-latching or latching, silenceable, reverse polarity options, activation with manual pulls, fire drill, auxiliary, and ignore global cadence. There's an option to edit output group templates. So you select a group and the cadence option for each group. Next is point programming. We'll go to the internal SLC. So there's nothing on point 1. Go to point 2, and there should be a photo detector like so. It's a detector. Photoelectric, silenceable, non-silenceable, the zone, and if there's any accessories like a sounder base on. Address 3 is the mini module down there. So it's a switch, manual pull type, and pretty much the same options. There's no accessory options, so we just get to edit the label right here. Check out the internal power supply. You have the notification circuits and the relays. Next up is system options. You change the reporting accounts and the phone lines, auto test time or editing the accounts, also phone line options. There's 2 phone lines in this panel, and they're both unsupervised as they're not connected to anything. System event outputs, trouble events, there's no group for those. And there's also system alarm cadence. There's fire drill and both aux types. A couple of unused options. Time options. These include water flow delay, alarm verification, AC delay, clock format, and AC frequency. Here are MISC options. Sync strobe for audible silence. Status when idle. Auto display the oldest event. Repeat by pointer zone. Plexiglass door, if that's installed, and single key acknowledge. There's an option to enable daylight savings. Edit the system banner. This panel is using the factory installed banner. Next is the SLC family, which can be either SD, as in here, or SK. And that will also restart the panel, so we'll go there. Jumpstart Auto Program allows the panel to create a new configuration and add devices based on what it finds on the SLC loop. The Adjustable protocol can also be selected in Jumpstart as well. And this creates an entirely new configuration, so everything programmed in this menu would be defaulted. There's an option for computer account and access codes. These panels do have a backdoor if the access codes were changed. Once all set, you can exit the programming menu. And if there's any changes, I'll also prompt here. And hitting yes will restart the panel. And that is it for the SilentNight 5700. These panels will be discontinued in the late 2010s, being replaced with the 6700. Like most SilentNight panels, the 5700 can be found online, although they tend to be quite expensive. Nonetheless, if you happen to acquire one of these panels, then you'd have one of the smallest addressable panels that still provides an impressive set of features. Larger 5000 series panels like the 5808 and 5820XL are known to have reliability issues, particularly with their power supplies, although this panel is not affected. Therefore, the 5700 would be a good option for anyone interested in an addressable SilentNight panel. In any case, if you have any questions or comments on the 5700, feel free to post them below. But until next time, have a nice day.